Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 1815 Southeast 158th Avenue here in Portland. We're located at the front of the home, just off to the left of the front door under some boards. There is a 3-inch cast iron cleanout as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Right now I have the water currently turned off. I've already run the camera down the line here a couple times. I've had to do about 20 toilet flushes to try and clear a bunch of debris out. There was huge wads of toilet paper throughout the pipe. So I've done a whole bunch of toilet flushes to hopefully clear that stuff out. And I have the water turned off right now because I want to see where standing water is currently at in the line. I'm going to zero out the camera counter right here at the base of the cleanout, and I'll refer to this spot right here as the point of access. We've got stuff like this hanging out in the pipe. There's chunks of cast iron sitting in the flow line, which is going to hang up debris as it comes through. Again, we have some of that right here as well. And the line appears to transition here. It looks like Orangeburg pipe. I'll locate this here at the end. The reason I think it's Orangeburg, which is a tar paper product, is you can see that the bottom of the pipe here is deformed. You can also look at the joint just up ahead of the camera. You can tell the pipe is oval in shape, so it is collapsing down. And the bottom of the pipe here is also deformed, which is very indicative of Orangeburg, which is a product that was banned sometime in the late 50s. Not a good product. It, as you can see, deforms, ends up perforating, tearing, and will fail given time. And at this point, I would recommend swapping this out, as it's bumpy, it's deformed, it's going to catch stuff as it comes through here because it's very rough on the bottom. And then it transitions here to ABS pipe at 7 feet. And the transition from cast iron to, I believe, is Orangeburg pipe here is at 3 feet. It's about a 3-foot section of the pipe there that appears to be Orangeburg, and I would recommend replacing that. I'll locate that at the end here, but I believe that is underneath the front decking. I also wanted to mention too, and I will do it here in just a moment, I've run the kitchen sink. I don't know what is going on with it or if it's disconnected in the crawl space somewhere, but at no time in the last 20 minutes of running that sink, I've been out here trying to clean this thing out for a while so I can inspect it. The kitchen sink is not draining through this main line here. Both the bathrooms I have confirmed the flushes from the toilets will go through, but the kitchen sink I am not seeing water drain through the line. And you've got lots of junk like this in the pipe. It looks like when they cut into the cast iron or something to replace it, they got some chunks of cast iron debris stuck here in the pipe. And that was one of those spots where a lot of toilet paper was hanging up when I first advanced out. I apologize, I don't have that recorded. Another spot here with debris sitting in the flow line. Alright, we have a transition here at 52 feet from ABS over to Schedule 3034 PVC pipe. And then here at 70 feet we have reached the main, and I'll go do locates to verify we're in the street. Okay, I'm going to turn the kitchen sink on with the camera all the way at the main. I'm going to leave it running for a few minutes. That way we'll be able to, once and for all, verify that the water is not flowing through the main line here. I'm also going to go locate the camera head while the water's running. Alrighty, I did locate the camera head successfully out in the middle of the road on Southeast 158th. I've had the kitchen sink running this whole time. We'll give it about another minute. This is, at this point, there's already plenty of time for that water to make it there, but we'll just double check and make sure here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start reeling the camera back. Yeah, by this point we would have seen any water from that kitchen sink come past the camera. So I would highly recommend getting a licensed plumbing contractor out to figure out what's going on. It's possible they have the sink connected to some old part of the line that may go out to an old septic tank in the rear. It could be disconnected in the crawl space and draining out through there. I have no idea where it's headed to, so it's very important to get that figured out, because that's a lot of water unaccounted for. And this is one of those spots here where we've got debris building up. I threw out the line. When I first ran the camera out, all I did was shove tons and tons of toilet paper out through the line. Obviously we don't see that here now because I've flushed it and ran the camera up and down the pipe a whole bunch, but it's spots like that where you've got cast iron debris buildup. It's causing toilet paper to hang up. Other spots like that, and this stuff, I've flushed the toilets probably close to 20 times, each toilet about 10 times roughly, and that stuff just is not moving through there. They're cast iron chunks. You can see how thick it is right here, and that's going to catch hold of tons of toilet paper as it comes down the line. I highly recommend doing a Hydrojet to blow the debris out of the sewer line. And it looks like we have a very minimal amount of standing water right here as you get back close to the house. I think once the line is jetted out, though, with all the water shut off now for a few minutes, the line's drained out completely. There's very little standing water at all in the line. I think the worst I saw it was just 10 feet ahead, where it was like maybe 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch, which is extremely minimal. It's mostly that debris that's hung up in the sewer pipe that's causing debris to build up in the sewer line. So recommend a Hydrojet to remove the debris from the line. I also recommend a rescope after the fact to ensure that it was properly removed, as well as to check those spots to make sure that there's no underlying issue at those points that's causing that debris to hang up in those particular areas. I'm going to go ahead and locate the camera head right here at the transition to ABS. Or from, I'm sorry, from what looks like here, Orangeburg pipe to the ABS transition. Alright, so I did locate the transition point here, and it does appear that the Orangeburg does span underneath the front deck area. Unfortunately, because of the decking, I'm not able to put paint markings down. It should be fairly easy for a repair contractor to figure this out and replace the needed section. But I do recommend swapping that out, as again, Orangeburg is a terrible product. It does fail with time. It's already in the process of failing as it's deforming and collapsing. So it's a good idea to get that swapped out before it does split open and cause some leakage problems, as well as those bumps in the line there cause resistance to any toilet paper coming through. And again, I recommend a Hydrojet to blow all the debris out of the line, and a rescope to recheck the sewer line for any issues, especially at those spots where the debris or the cast iron debris is building up, and to ensure that it was all removed properly. I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera out. Actually, real quick here, I'm going to run the sinks from the bathrooms and show those on camera. The toilets do both flow through here, but I'll test all those fixtures really quick. We do know that the kitchen sink is not draining through here, but I want to make sure that all those, especially the sinks in the bathrooms, are draining through as well. I'm going to start with the bathroom to the left of the kitchen, if you're looking at the face of the house. I have that sink running now. Alright, when I flushed the toilet in that bathroom, it came shooting through here like a rocket, as the toilet is only about 2-3 feet on the inside of the wall from this clean out. I'm going to push out here real quick to make sure that is not tying in somewhere else in the line. But at this point, we should have seen water flow through that clean out, or past the camera. As you can see, we have no water flowing past the camera from the bathroom sink as well. So, also very concerning. I'm going to go try the sink from the bathroom that is to the right of the kitchen, right next to the garage. Now I'm just going to leave the camera all the way out here just to make sure that there's a couple tie-ins from the top of the pipe. I believe they're test tees or something like that, possibly secondary cleanouts, but at least at this point we're at the city transition and this is past all tie-ins. So I'm going to shut the sink off in the bathroom. Alright, now I have the sink in the bathroom, again, right next to the garage running. Okay, I'm going to start pulling the camera head back. That was plenty of time. I still have the sink running. That was plenty of time there for that amount of water to make it out 50 feet. And I have running water here now. Just a second. I'm going to push out. That might be just a slow drain. Alright, we do have constant water flow here. So it does appear that that sink is tied into the main line here. And I can also hear the water trickling through the clean out. So at least that sink is hooked up. I'm going to shut that off. I'm also going to show both of the toilets flushing through. Alright, we're back up next to the house now. I'm going to go ahead and turn that sink off, let the line drain out here for a moment, and then we're going to test both the toilets. Alrighty, I'm going to go flush the toilet here off to the, again, this is the bathroom to the left of the front door, and then we'll move over to the bathroom that's by the garage and test the toilets. Okay, that's the toilet there flushing through. We're going to let that drain for just a moment and move over to the bathroom and flush the toilet by the garage. Alright, and that is the toilet by the garage. So the toilets are both hooked up through the main line here. The fixtures that are not connected are the bathroom sink to the left of the front door, as well as the kitchen sink. I, again, saw no water flow on camera from those two fixtures. And then the unknown one would be like the washing machine drain. That one I can't really test as there's no running water at that point there. So I would have a licensed plumbing contractor come out and get those drains figured out. I would replace the 3-foot Orangeburg section underneath the decking here, and I would also do a hydrojet to blow the debris out of the line in any rescope, again to ensure that the debris was properly removed and to make sure that there's no underlying pipe damage at those spots where the debris is hanging out at. I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera all the way out.